Anna, in trying to bid to wipe out property taxes, DeSantis is also talking about launching his own DOGE effort to reduce costs. Give us the nuts and bolts of what this effort looks like.
Yeah, so the DOGE effort started a little over a month ago. It's something that DeSantis is using to sort of gather information about local government spending. He's accused local governments here in Florida of, spending on things that are really unnecessary, frivolous spending. As many people know, there was this huge real estate boom here in Florida. That meant more property tax revenue. So he has accused local governments of not being good stewards of that money. So he is deploying auditors throughout the state to examine local finances.
And helping to lead that effort is a new CFO of the state who sounds like, quite the character.
Yes, that's right. The new CFO is named Golia. He was a state lawmaker. He's a big DeSantis loyalist, so he was rewarded with this position. He's going to have to actually run for it in 2026, so he's really trying to put his name out there. He calls himself a conservative pit bull. DeSantis calls him his fearless fiscal warrior. I saw him speak at a GOP fundraiser recently where, he was talking about how he's politically incorrect and, he loves bacon and, freedom-loving Americans. So he is making quite the splash. Recently announced that he's actually going to be running for this position in 2026.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that gives the reason why any of this is happening, or a lot of this is happening. So tie this back to the campaign to eliminate property taxes. How do you run a state? How do you run a government with no property taxes and no state income taxes? I'm not sure I understand how this can work.
Yeah, I mean, that's the question that a lot of people are asking, especially in a place like Florida, which is already known as a pretty low tax state. So, I mean, if you look at local government budgets here in Miami-Dade County, for example, property tax accounts for over a third of the entire operating budget. I believe that percentage is even higher for the school board. So, that tax actually funds services that we all rely on. It also funds the sheriff's department. So how to make up for that revenue would be really tricky. DeSantis has floated the idea of higher tourism taxes, but property taxes are levied by local governments. Not every county in Florida has a lot of tourism industry, so that's one thing that he's floated. But there's a lot of questions of how that gap would be filled to create a balanced budget.